No, I feel that it's highly important for any candidates or anyone who is deciding whether if they want to start their career in this business to know what to expect when they first started. What are some of the initial struggles, frustration that they will face? Because what they will experience in the first few months of their business is not what they expect or what they want, right? For example, most of them may start off this journey wanting to learn more, wanting to make more money, having the flexible hours, but they don't get to experience that the first few weeks or first few months, right? And because of that, some of them, they feel unbalanced, they feel like being cheated, so that is why it's important that during the interview itself, before the candidate is confirmed, you got to list down the expectations, because usually unhappiness happens because of mismatch of expectations, right? Candidates will always come to you with their best front, and the interviewer will always tell you how good this role is, right? So you realize that in order to ensure that this candidate is taken care of, they know they can trust you, it all starts from the interview. You got to be transparent with them and let them know exactly what they are going to expect from day one onwards, right? What is their day-to-day routines going to be like, their weekly routines, what is their monthly targets, what is their KPIs, how is progression going to be like, so they know what to expect, right? So if you ask me, the initial struggle of an FA when they first started, number one is that you are going to be prepared, right, to face lots of rejections, right? Lots of people telling you no. If you are someone who have been very used to yeses and the lack of no's, right, that you may be affected. Some people, some candidates advisors that I see when I first started, they have never experienced no in their life, because whatever they want in their life, their parents provide them. They get what they want, and when they come into the real world, they cannot accept rejections. Like things like this. You are not going to expect this as an 8 to 5 job. You're not going to punch card and wait until 5 o'clock and leave the office, right? You're going to expect that there will be appointments being fixed in the evening, sometimes over weekends, and that's why I always tell them, you don't get to enjoy public holiday, but you get to enjoy private holidays. While people are working, you get to enjoy holiday, right? So sometimes you got to sacrifice your weekend, sometimes you got to sacrifice a public holiday, but you know that it's going to be worth it, right? 1-2 years down the road, you got to save up enough, you got to invest, you got to have an accelerated head start compared to your peers. At the same time, you also realize that you may be carrying a lot of hats when you first start, because there's a lot of things to learn, not just in terms of numbers, not just finance. You got to develop your interpersonal skills, you got to develop your marketing skills, your business skills, your advisory skills, your financial advisory process. So there's a lot of things to learn, right? And sometimes it may feel a bit overwhelmed. So if you're someone who don't seek growth and learning, right, it may be a bit taxing for you. So things like this, right, you may bound to have times where you feel very demoralized, even though you work very hard, you've been fixing a lot of meetings and things doesn't go your way. You didn't manage to close deal, and for that month you don't have that kind of income that you expected. So it's bound to happen. But understand that all this is part of the process, it's part of the journey, right? Because as you go through all this setback, it only makes you stronger, right? There's this saying, right? Whatever kills you makes you stronger, right? Whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? So all these setbacks only teach you to become a stronger person, teach you to not make the same mistakes in the past, so that you can have a more consistent and sustainable career in the long run, right? So I feel that all candidates must be briefed on what are some of the negative aspects of the career that they will expect, so that when they come in, even if they go through that, they know that this is going to happen, right? They will go through this journey. It's part of the process, it's part of the journey, and not just all the rosy, all the successful side of the career, right? You got to also look at some of the people. Only look at the success. People don't look at the amount of hard work, the amount of time, the amount of hustle, the amount of sacrifices that successful people make in order to get there. So there's always a price to pay for success.
Yes.